Hugh Hefner, a true American icon, created an empire that was unrivaled.
Although some of us bunnies may have gone rogue, it's because of the love and respect that we received from the man behind it all.
Because after all, we did learn from the best.
Relive the stories from the most prominent celebrity home in history.
What happens in the grotto stays in the grotto.
From those of us that lived it,
The employees that worked it,
And the guests who loved it.
And
The Mayhem continues!
I'm excited to bring on Kim Phillips. Thank you, everyone that's been listening. Don't forget, tell all your friends to subscribe, follow us. We're having a blast. As we promised, Kim Phillips!
woo,
Hey.
woo, woo.
how's it going, guys?
It's good. We're so excited that you're on here. You look amazing.
Thank you for having me. Thanks. I feel good. Right now it's quiet. I feel like, sorry if you hear weird noises in the background, like family's here. We have a birthday this weekend, so we have visitors in town. So I don't know. We might have to stop if you hear like weird screams or
Okay.
any.
Well, see, I think that's perfect, Kim, because we were just talking, I think you were hearing us. We're just talking about that line crossing where you go from Playmate, you're the model, you're in the entertainment world, and all of a sudden now you're mom.
That was a tricky transition for me because I tried to juggle both. I was 26 when I had my first baby, and I remember I marched in a Mardi Gras parade 9 weeks pregnant in the costume. It was crazy. Like my first time in New Orleans, and I couldn't really enjoy it because I was nauseous around every corner. Like everything was making me want to throw up, but my boobs were really good that night.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you're throwing up all around New Orleans, just like everyone else.
Oh, everyone else, right? That was crazy.
Blend right in.
But I was back to work when my firstborn was 6 months old. I was shooting for Playboy and like doing bunny stuff still, but it got harder to do that, to be like valued for just like being like a party prop per se, once I had daughters. And then with my second baby, she kind of was like a pandemic baby, and that just like rocked my world. And I kind of turned the corner on silly feminists to like, fuck the patriarchy, burn your bras, everything's corrupt. The world hates women.
And now recently, I seen you in the bunny costume again, looking as hot as ever. So this question is kind of an unusual one for her because you kind of circled back. It was for F1 or whatever, where she wore the bunny costume.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a bunch of girls. Yeah. And
you
looked
a convention
amazing
in Vegas. It was fun to wear. I was fitted for a new one because, that made me sad what you said about your costume, because our bodies change, right? After we have babies, nothing is the same. Nothing goes back where it was. And my one thing in agreeing to do the bunny job was that I wanted it to be fitted for a new suit because I'm not the same. I don't want one that was like sitting in a closet for 12 years or however long it's been, because there haven't been bunny promotions for quite a minute.
So did they make
that was
new
exciting.
Ones? Did they make it all? Okay, good. They should make fresh ones anyway.
The gal came to my house and she fitted me for like brand new costume, and it's awesome. I hope to wear it again. I've only worn it once, but yeah, we'll see. It was fun. There has to be balance. Like I don't want to abandon my like pretty fun free side, but I have to just be pickier with the things I choose to put my energy to. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No, totally.
That is, that's how it's done.
So, Victoria, how old were you when you first had, when you had Treese?
I was 35. The day she was born was when the Playboy Club opened in Las Vegas at the Palms.
Ah.
Yes, because Hef got the key. He got a key with the date of the opening on it, and it was Treese's birthday. It was Treese's birthday, and he gave me his key.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah. So I missed out on a lot of stuff just having her during that time. A lot of stuff was happening during 2006, 2007, 2008 when Treese was, 1 and 2 years old, and it was all, about her. I mean, it certainly still went to the mansion, but yeah.
And then Jen, how old were you when you had your sons?
He was 34 and 36. So
dang. So Kim, 26.
Yeah, you were the
You're
baby.
the one. You're the baby. You're the one that jumped in first.
What's crazy though is like for women in my family and the way I grew up, that's actually waiting a really long time because there's a lot of teen pregnancies or like 20 years old, like marry your high school boyfriend and have babies straight away.
Where are you from?
I'm from Corona, California, Southern California. Grew up around Orange County, Inland Empire, around there. And then,
the IE.
Yeah. Inland Empire. Mm-hmm.
So are you having fun with your husband is in petty cash and
the Offspring.
Offspring, right. Which I'm so bad with music. I just learned recently. Bad. I'm so bad. I just recently learned that he was in, that's how I didn't know, that he was in Offspring. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm so bad with music and people. But anyways, but I've
funny
been
story
some
about
that
that, Brian.
like
Did you know that she thought that Jelly Roll was Post Malone who had just gained some weight? We had that fun converation last week.
That's freaking awesome.
That's amazing.
I cried
so
laughing. I couldn't catch my breath. She honestly.
That's how little I was paying attention. I just thought
she also thought Eminem was going nowhere when he performed.
I think about Jelly Roll and M&M's, and I'm thinking about snacks. So it's all good.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, don't ask me.
No, but that's a lot, Kim. You go into Playboy, you become a Playmate. Next thing you know, you're marrying a rock star, and then you're going into that life, which is a whole nother realm. And then you're having children. And now you're the mom having to take care of these children while he's out on the road. That's got to be a lot.
It's a lot. It's weird because, we have like a very normal like family and life. So it's like, I'm just mom, right? But then there are cool things that happen. Here's something fun.
Yeah,
Jen introduced me to my husband.
I think I did know that.
Actually, really funny because when it was PMOI voting time, because I had known Todd from Key Club years before he even did Playboy. And I was like, okay, time to vote for me. And he's scrolling through the things. He's like, who was this Miss September? It was like, you're voting for me. But then he's like, I need to meet her. So
well, was he in H2O or was that petty cash back then?
That was petty cash back then. Probably a little of both, actually.
I remember you telling me, oh, my friend Todd saw your picture and he thinks you're cute, but he's like a real player. Like he's a whatever. And I'm like, I remember when we first met him, when you first introduced me to him was at Steel Panther. And I was like, yeah, okay. I heard about you, rock star, like whatever,
You're the one who's stuck.
Oh, man. Are we now spilling the tea? We're spilling the tea and the lights are going on in the background. Well, we're going to have to stop right there, Kim. We are going to come right back to that. Let's take a quick break. We are Rogue Bunnies Mayhem.
The Rogue Bunnies have had some pretty epic in real life events that I'm sure you've all heard about. Wondering how you can be included in our next one? Become a VIP NFT holder. The main benefit of being a VIP is access to our events, and lucky for you, there are multiple ways to become one. Purchase a stunning Rogue Bunnies Founder Drop Ordinal, minting now at ordinals.roguebunnies.com. Or own a legendary or epic trading card. Buy one right off of our marketplace, or try your luck with a Series 1 trading card pack. Once you own one of these, get verified in our Discord and claim your status. The VIP perks don't end at in-real-life events. You'll also have priority access to future drops, gated chat channels with the Rogue Bunnies, VIP-only online events, and more. Want more details? Visit roguebunnies.com. Then follow the bunny mask and get ready to go rogue.
Welcome to the metaverse.
Okay, so right before we went to break, Kim, you were just saying, okay, so Jen, you introduced and talked about Kim to Todd, and so and then you also kind of gave, I don't know, you want to say like a warning or a heads up on Todd, and now Kim is going, I know all about you. I think that's what it was right before we went to break. Yeah. All right, so go, Kim, please.
You're funny because you're like, oh, you're the one that stuck, but I feel like the reason we stuck for whatever reason is because we were both in the beginning just like, I don't know, at least for me, it was like, yeah, I don't need another rock star. Like, oh, no, that's like, that's never going to happen. And he was,
I don't need another model.
Slutty. I don't know. Like, yeah, he was with a different girl every time I saw him. It's like, whatever, rock star, like, whatevs. And then we kind of just became friends and hung in the same circle, like, for a while. And it just clicked and then never unclicked. I don't know.
Aww.
Some things are meant to be.
I guess so.
How old are your daughters?
Welcome.
How old are your girls?
10 7 and almost 5.
Aww.
Yeah.
About the same.
crazy.
9 and 10 and almost 8.
I thought that was so cool when you and Todd, I reached out and we were celebrating my friend Angela. You know, we talk about Angela who did Parting for a Purpose.
Yes.
And she does all about the Kids Foundation.
Angela
Well,
Brennan.
she was getting married, and me and my buddy Sean at the time, we went out there to go celebrate with her. And I go, we're going to celebrate you for the weekend, and we're going to do you a bachelor party. We just thought it was hilarious. You know what I mean? And Todd happened to be playing at an arena nearby. So reached out to Todd. And so we all got to go up on stage while they're jamming, Offspring's jamming. And I thought the cutest thing was seeing kids in their little headphones. I mean, that is like the coolest thing. I mean, think about your daughters being raised and growing up. They're just thinking that's my daddy right there on the stage while all these people are out there screaming.
Well, for us, it's like summer camp. They don't go to every show. It's his job. That's how we live, you know? So it doesn't make sense to like drag a family to everything. But when there's like time off or it's something cool, we try to make an effort. And then, at least like every summer. And the kids, you know, they all are buddies and they know the music. And it's cute to see them like singing curse words and stuff. And it's always, it's nice, but they do. On my daughter's 10th birthday, there was a show in San Diego, like on her actual birthday. They happened to bring like a puppy rescue on. So there was like puppies and kittens just hanging out backstage for all the kids to cuddle. And then when they left, the band did like they call it a runner, where like they just go straight off stage and like beat traffic out of the venue. So on her birthday, she had like a police escort to the freeway, and it was like, oh yeah, whatever, no big deal. She just like thinks that's normal.
Normal, right? Just normal. Everybody
like,
does that.
You had a freaking police escort on your birthday, and she's just like, like we don't get that every time. Like, no, you don't.
That's awesome.
That's special.
How do all of you ladies feel? Just curious. Is here we've got a world, right, where most of your whole life is being seen, but now you've got to be the protective moms over your children. Mm-hmm. You know, how do like you said, where that line crosses? Like, is there areas where you say, you know what, I shelter my children from this, or you know, I become the mom and saying, look, it's cool that they know where I've been part of, but I maybe don't mention everything. I don't know.
Well, Treese kind of grew up at the mansion.
Right.
I mean, so it was a little hard for her because she wasn't around the parties and the nudity and all that. And, you know, obviously we were all on Sundays Sunday afternoons, you know, in by the pool and.
Which I think is cool that you're clarifying that because, right, ladies? I mean, so many of the events, people think in their heads, they think, go to the Playboy Mansion. There's like all this nudity and all that stuff. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
No.
You know?
So,
I mean, at dinner, it was all the girls in juicy jumpsuits, just
like casual and
flip-flops and eating the buffet. And like, there was nothing ever that went, I mean, the parties were the parties, but on a normal night, you could totally I brought my mom and my dad up one time for dinner. Like, no big deal. And they're like, wow, I didn't expect this.
But Treese went up for the holidays, but we would come up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night for dinner. And her and I would go out to the pool when the movie was playing and, you know, after dinner and then go out to the pool instead of watching the movie. Same with Saturday night. So we would hang out on the 6 acres and run around and play mermaids and like take advantage. There's nobody there, right?
Yeah.
All these animals and stuff. It's like, what better play is safe, you know, like we play hide and seek and stuff. And like, it was like the best place that I think that I could have taken her as far as growing up. But it's hard to tell people that, oh, she was raised at the Playboy Mansion and Hef babysat her one time. And, you know, like all that.
When people ask, you know, common question, people just assume if you have any association and you're a woman with Playboy, then you've like had sex with Hef. They just are like, oh, he's fucked everybody. Sorry.
Just happened to me last week. One of my good friends, like, I just need to know. It's been bothering me. I need to ask you, like, are you serious? Like,
it's crazy, but it's like sometimes funny because my response is always like, no, but like we would play dominoes or Uno with a $5 buy-in every Tuesday.
That's
we
right.
had game nights, you know, and like one time we showed, Hef chat roulette. Like that was maybe the naughtiest thing ever.
I thought about that the other night.
That
was the funniest
you don't
thing.
remember chat roulette?
Hef was cracking.
Tell it for the audience.
Wait, come on, chat roulette. Share it. What is it?
Oh my God.
Well, Crystal McCahill introduced us to chat roulette in the dining room one night, and it was just like so hilarious and entertaining, and like it was mind-boggling because it's just all these random people, right? You just click like next, whatever.
It's it's like a rotating thing of like a video chat. And so it spins and spins and spins, and you can stop it, and then it's a random person and you don't know what you're going to see. You could see people doing all kinds of weird stuff. But can you imagine when it stopped on Hef? People were like,
oh.
Yeah.
People were freaking out.
They were floored. And it was like so fun because, oh my God, we just made their life. Like they're going to have the coolest story to tell forever. But then we don't know what we're going to get either. No. And like, there was like wieners popping up and Hef was like, what are you girls doing?
Yeah, what are you girls doing?
He's like, what is all this racket down here? He's like shuffling down to like drop off a paper in the kitchen or something. And he's like, what are you doing?
He got more than he bargained for.
See, these are the stories that I'm happy that we're getting out there for people to realize what the mansion really was like. But I want to delve even deeper because there was a house just down the street that I think both of you ladies lived at. So we're going to touch on that. We're going to take a quick break. You are listening to Rogue Bunnies Mayhem.
Hi, I'm Victoria Fuller, entrepreneur, artist, and of course forever Miss January 1996. My bunny sisters and I have joined forces, or should I say, gone rogue, to revamp the heydays while exploring the future. So come join me and our sorority of the sexiest ladies on the planet. I promise you won't be disappointed. To join the party, find us at roguebunnies.com. That's ROGUEBUNNIES.com. See you there.
Welcome to the metaverse.
All right. So right before break, we were talking about the Bunny House. That's right down the street off the back end of the Playboy Mansion, 333 Mapleton. Both of you ladies actually lived there.
That was the address, 333?
333 Mapleton.
And did you
It's
guys
gone now, though. It's gone.
No, but wait, what was the code to get in?
0000.
Was that it? Don't tell me. I hope they changed it.
No, it's gone now. It's like
when
leveled.
I went over there one time and I got
just a memory.
It's gone. They leveled it.
Yeah, like Jen was saying, it's leveled. It's gone. Apparently, the owner of the house on the corner right next to it purchased that property because now they're going to level it out, and that's going to be their huge backyard.
That house had some problems, though. It was
falling down, and it had a Black Widow issue.
It did. It was lived in, very lived in, and not loved for.
No,
it was treated as, like crash pad. I feel like, I don't know. It was interesting.
Did you guys have housekeepers that came?
Oh, we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they threw out my sea monkey food, and then my sea monkeys died. That's so sad.
Sorry.
Like you leave all this other
powdered
stuff around, but you throw out the actual food that things are living off of. Cool.
So you ladies, Kim, first,
yes.
When did you move into the Bunny House, and how long were you there?
I moved in right before my issue was released. So in August 2009, I had been spending time at the mansion when I was shooting and like wrapping everything up, and kind of got friendly with Crystal. And she mentioned to Hef that I like wanted to live in LA, but I didn't really have the, I can't afford to live there. That's crazy. Like pricing is insane. I just wanted to be there to try to explore opportunities and work and like be a bunny and all that. So I got invited by Hef one evening, staying there in the guest house, but I was in the dining room having dinner, and he came down in like cotton jammies to do something in the kitchen again. And then he's like, "Oh, Crystal said you might be wanting to relocate to LA. Like we could make that happen." And then that was it. I moved a week later. Norma, right? Was it Norma?
Yeah, Norma Mason. Yeah.
She like emailed me and was like, "Let's set it all up." And the house was kind of empty at that time. Like the only one there was Crystal Camden, but she was kind of in and out. So I was able to choose like a solo room. I had my own little room with my own tiny bathroom attached, so I wouldn't have a roommate. So I was like kind of terrified about everything. Just a big change,
You were there how long? How many years?
I was there for 2 years in total, but actively like the first year I really had that be my home base. And then when Todd and I got serious, I just kind of spent less and less time there and then moved out.
Jen, nice. You were there when?
I moved in January of 2010, and I moved back to Jersey August 2011. So I was there for a year and a half.
So wait, so then did that overlap? So you guys were like roommates, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time together. We used to go to the mall all the time.
All the time.
Dinner.
Do you remember the time that we smuggled honey back from Chicago on the airplane?
What do you mean snuck honey? Why would you have to smuggle honey?
I have a picture of honey on the plane seat next to us with little Jack bottles around her, like she was like drunk.
Well, here's the thing. Honey was such a sweetie, and we brought her home for Crystal, right? And she's so tiny, like we didn't check the animal or like pay for a pass for an animal or anything.
We didn't even know we needed to do that. She's like, just take her.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
We really didn't know the rules of traveling with like a lap dog or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, when the flight attendants first saw Honey, they loved us and they were our besties and brought us all these rounds of drinks. And they're like, well, your dog is so cute, blah, 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 blah. But then they dug and found out that we didn't have a pass for the dog. And they got real mean real fast.
Yeah.
That
wasn't good.
Yeah, what'd you do? You're already on the flight.
You're already on there.
They were just, that's not allowed. Blah, 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 and like didn't really serve us anymore, like kind of cut us off, like we're bad. But
oh my God, that's so funny.
It was a good
poor memory.
Aww.
That was I've never smuggled a dog on an airplane before.
Well, you couldn't do that now. That would just never happen.
But how cool that like the boss would actually just open up another home that he bought down the street.
Just go live in this other
so you ladies could hey, you want to move out to LA? I mean, it's not easy like you were saying, Kimberly.
I don't worry about rent. Just come
come here, check it out. See if you like the area. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome.
And the food.
The food was amazing. Like it was dinner every night, and the agreement.
Meaning you could come back to you could go up to the Playboy Mansion because that's where we have the buffets.
Here, spend time at the mansion. It was like use the gym. Your body's your job, kind of. So like, here's a gym for you guys to use at your disposal. Me in my early 20s, that's the last thing I was thinking about, or worried about. So I didn't take advantage of that, and I regret it. But whatever you want, come into the dining room.
Save a lot of money on food.
Anything. Yeah, save so much on groceries, on rent. Good. And you're just there for any opportunity because when you're modeling or trying to act or whatever, you got to be places. You got to go to that restaurant or that party.
I feel like it was a good trade-off too for Playboy because they knew there was always girls in that house. So if they needed someone to give a tour real quick, they knew that. Yeah, instead of sending a blanket,
you could just suit up and just walk up to the mansion and boom, you're ready to work.
Yeah, on-call bunnies. Like I worked a lot when I lived there, and it was great. And for all the parties, we didn't have to worry about the shuttle. We just walked across.
Over, yeah.
I know, right?
It was great.
Right in the back door.
I feel lucky for that, but as an older. I don't want to say I'm old. Like as a more grown,
we use the word mature.
As I reflect, I'm like, I feel like there was missed opportunities a little bit because it was such a beautiful house. If it was loved, I don't know.
But it was kind of cool. It was kind of iconic that it looked like an old 70s pad.
Yeah,
I mean, it had a lot of very.
Great. We'd get ducks in the pool. I remember that. And like,
we spent most of our time outside. Mm-hmm. Like Jamie Edmondson had made topless tanning Tuesdays. So we were just like always outside, just topless tanning,
I miss those.
Mm-hmm. How long did Jamie live there?
She was there. She moved in right after I did. She was my roommate. She was there the whole time I was there. I think she even was there a bit longer than I was.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah.
And you guys actually filmed some of the episodes of Girls Next Door at the Bunny. Like they just saw the one video with you.
Well, we did a slumber party. I was pregnant then. I was pregnant with Therese, and we had those pajamas on, which I still have. We got those pajamas and the butt unsnapped or whatever.
Oh yeah,
they were super cute. And
Long
so
Johns kind of
so we were over. I guess you weren't there, Jen. But
I think that was before our time because that was like Kiana and
yes,
I saw like Lindsay and
so we did. We got invited to a slumber party. And Bridget,
Kendra was there, right? So that was way before.
Hef came over. We filmed it. We all put on our pajamas. We were playing games. We were doing everything. The cameras turned off, and then Bridget, Holly, and Kendra are like, "Okay." Like Hef had already left. I'm like, "Okay." I go, "You guys are going to stay the night?" And they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna go back. You guys go. You leave in the morning, whatever." I'm like, "Okay."
Set up, done. Bye.
It's all for show.
But they were gonna do a spin-off from Girls Next Door. They were actually gonna do the Bunny House.
What was it called? Was it called Bunny House?
The Bunny House, yeah. Girls Next Door, the Bunny House.
And it was like focused around like Claire getting PMLY, and was it? maybe I'm confusing that with that lives thing we did, because we did a lives thing once where we were like shoving marshmallows in our mouths and like hula hooping, and just people were watching us live. It was weird.
Reality television. It was all scripted and just kind of forced, I guess, like.
Well, I definitely feel
I
the
feel
last show.
I feel like had it
was
followed like our real lives, it would have been way more interesting, because there was so much like going on behind the scenes, real drama, but also like real awesome opportunities and like girl power and sisterhood and like awesome positive things, along with some dirty Bel Air, whatever, Holmby Hills, like attitudes and, scheming or whatever.
Kim, I want to thank you so much. Thank you, guys. You are listening to Rogue Bunnies Mayhem. And the mayhem continues.